Conference 6 to explore the interplay between English studies and the vast richness of Indic knowledge systems, a dialogue between the East and the West that promises fresh perspectives on critical, aesthetic, and philosophical discourses. As we embark on this intellectual journey, let us reflect on the idea that in bringing cultures which not only honor the past but also shape a more inclusive, interconnected future. And on that note, we would like to proceed with the lamp lighting ceremony, a sacred tradition that symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and the pursuit of knowledge. May I now invite all the dignitaries to come forward for the lighting of lamp. Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Satyapal Singh Ji, Honorable Guest of Honor Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma Ji, Patron Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta Ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor Gujarat University, Professor Harisharan Lal, the Conference President, we extend a warm welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries on stage. Please welcome all the dignitaries on stage, and we look forward to their valuable insights as we commence this event. Let's have a huge round of applause for all the esteemed dignitaries. To have a pious beginning, I now invite Dr. Swati Vyas, Principal R.A. Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce, Ahmedabad, to offer a prayer and invoke blessings of the success of this meaningful gathering. Dr. Swati Vyas.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्ड मण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रवृत्तिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सरस्वती भगवती निशेष जड्या हे शारदे मां हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां हे शारदे मां हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां तू स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे हर शब्द तेरा हर गीत तुझसे तू स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे हर शब्द तेरा हर गीत तुझसे हम हैं अकेले हम हैं अधूरे तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ गुणियों ने समझी मुनियों ने जानी वेदों की भाषा पुराणों की बानी गुणियों ने समझी मुनियों ने जानी वेदों की भाषा पुराणों की बानी हम भी तो समझे हम भी तो जाने विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे मन से हमारे मिटा के अंधेरा हमको जानो का परिवार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ हे शारदे माँ अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ हे शारदे माँ
Thank you very much, Dr. Swati Vyas, for the beautiful prayer. Before we proceed further, let us take a moment to celebrate the spirit and excellence of Gujarat University as the number one university in Gujarat, proudly holding a prestigious 5-star plus rating. It stands as a pillar of academic excellence and holistic development, with state-of-the-art facilities, a vibrant campus life, and a steadfast commitment to research and innovation. Gujarat University has cultivated generations of scholars and leaders, fostering interdisciplinary learning and cultural enrichment. To honor this illustrious institution, let us now have the Gujarat University song, a tribute to its legacy and vision. Please rise for the University song.
સંપ સહકારની સાથે દેતી તું સન્મતિ સૌના સાથને સંગાથે સૌ સિદ્ધ કરે ઉન્નતિ પ્રેમ બંધુતા સમાનતાના પલ પલ પ્રસરે સ્પંદન વંદન અભિનંદન વંદન અભિનંદન વંદન
Thank you very much. As we begin this remarkable event, now I would like to invite Professor Nutan Kotak, Head of the Department of English, Gujarat University, and Local Secretary for the 67th All India English Teachers Conference, for the welcome address. Professor Nutan Kotak.
A very good morning to one and all. I, Dr. Nutan Kotak, on behalf of the English Department, would like to welcome each and every delegate, and without skipping a beat of heart, I would definitely like to welcome Professor Dr. Satyapal Singh ji. Sir, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Once he got here, we came to know that he's such a down-to-earth person. Anybody can approach him and talk to him. Sir, a heartfelt welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I respected Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma ji. So thank you once again for being the guest of honor. Then we have our very own Vice Chancellor, Madam Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta ma'am. Right from the design to the implementation, and you won't believe she was here last evening as well. Right? She has been the force behind this event. Right? All the blame comes to us because even after high guidance, we might have missed out somewhere, ma'am. But otherwise, the entire design and everything is hers. So thank you so much, ma'am, for bringing us to this moment. Thank you so much, ma'am. Though our respected registrar, Dr. P.M. Patel is not here, but I would definitely like to remember him, right? He is busy somewhere else, but whenever we go to him, he's always there to help us out, and he makes things life easy. He makes things easy for us. So thank you, sir. Then we have the respected president of this conference, that is Professor Harisharan Lal, sir. Welcome, sir. Then we have the chairman of AESI, Professor Shiv Kumar Yadav ji, sir. Welcome to the department, sir. Thank you so much. Then we have Professor Vikas Sharma ji, the General Secretary of AESI. Sir, thank you. He had earlier been here. He had discussed everything, right? A very approachable person. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us all through the way. Then we have the editor of Dr. M.K. Verma ji. He is the editor of the Journal of AESI. And of course, all the professors, speakers, participants, esteemed guests, and delegates. I welcome you all to this holy land of Gujarat, the land of Mahatma Gandhi and Sardar Patel, and specifically to Ahmedabad, India's first World Heritage City. If you do find time, please go and visit our poles. They are called pole in Gujarati, but when you translate it, it becomes la at the end. So it's pole. That is where our heritage resides, and that is where, you know, the community feeling of being in Ahmedabad resides. That is where we all have some connections with. So I would definitely request the delegates who come from outside to please visit the old city. Of course, all the swanky buildings are in the new part of the city. But if you want to see the spirit, the soul of Ahmedabad, please do visit the older city. Thank you so much. It is our pleasure and privilege to organize this 67th All India Teachers Conference under the aegis of the Association of English Studies of India. Established in 1949, this university is older than the Gujarat state. Gujarat state came into existence in 1959, but visionaries like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, they desired a university for Gujarati people. And this was the first university which came up. And it had all the other universities now under, there are so multiple universities in Gujarat. There were once upon a time, including IIM was a part of Gujarat University, right? So we have a proud heritage, and we are proud to still going strong. After all these years, we have topped the list even a few days back. That was the Gujarat State GSIRF rank. We came first above the private universities, which have much better infrastructure than us. They have much more money than us, but yet we did, because our research, that is where our efforts lie. So Gujarat University, I welcome you all. It was established, and it has, our alumni. We cannot forget our honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. He was a part of Gujarat University. Our honorable Home Affairs Minister, Shri Amit Shah ji, was a part of Gujarat University. Then we have Krishna Swami Kasturi Rangan, space scientist of ISRO. Then we have Vikram Sarabhai. The list goes on. I don't know how many I can name and how many I should miss out. But we have a huge, and stalwarts have been a part of this university. The broader ambit of this conference is Indic knowledge systems and its engagement with the West. As one of the oldest cradles of civilization, India has been home to a rich and complex tapestry of knowledge systems, both in the priestly Sanskrit as well as everyday regional languages and indigenous oral traditions. The encyclopedia compiled by Saint Isidore of Sevilla speculates that the earthly paradise lies in the east, with India at its center. This is what somebody from the West, we don't want their validation, but yet the medieval city of Calicut was a prominent port in the global trade route and finds a mention as early as in Thomas More's Utopia. Historian Nigel Cliff argues that Vasco da Gama's voyage to India virtually, I quote, drew the dividing line between the medieval and the modern ages. We brought modernity to the West. It was not the other way around, right? This has been documented. Right? It's not something which is coming out of our imagination. It is very well documented. Sanatan Dharma, as a way of life, aims to place the human self in the worldly context. The Indic heterodoxic faith, in its truest essence, has therefore been a beacon of light, illuminating cultures across the world. Here, in this part of the world, we worship Krishna, the blackness from which light comes into being, and Ram, the life breath that vitalizes myriads of species that call this globe home. In Vasudev Kutumbakam, we envision the globe as one family. As opposed to differences emphasized by Judeo-Christian traditions, Indic systems see the hidden unity of the universe as in the doctrines of Advaita. India has lent the world the foundation of modern sciences, the secrets of algebra and algorithms, and some of the earliest stories written by humans. The West has posed itself a pinnacle of civilization. But if we delve into history, we shall find that it's only a narrative imposed by power position. To make a point, the lack of basic sewage systems in Europe caused the infamous Black Death. As a land of spices and herbs, India, the pharmacy of the world, provided cure for that plague. In contrast to that, If we look at the much older Indus Valley civilization, they have developed cutting-edge sewage system for the time. In the process of colonization, the West has attempted to subjugate the colonized to epistemic violence, and a supposed inability to narrativize the self has given birth to the critical category of the subaltern. But after 75 years of independence, it is due time that we, the people of India, Bharat, reclaim the narrative and initiate a decolonization process. In that direction, the inclusion of Indic knowledge systems in the new education policy of 2020 is a welcome move. This national conference is a step towards the realization of that vision. It hopes to ignite young minds, spark simulating discussions, and contribute to the growing global interest in Indic epistemology. I once again welcome one and all to this inaugural session. Hope we as English teachers can bring about a world-changing amalgamation of different cultures, but one soul. Thank you all once again for coming here. Thank you so much.
Hello, check. Thank you very much. Hello, check. Now, let's commence the felicitation of our esteemed dignitaries. It's our privilege to express our gratitude by presenting a memento and shawl to our distinguished guest. First, I would request Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, to felicitate our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh Ji, former Minister of State for Human Resource Development, Government of India. Honorable Dr. Satyapal Singh Ji. Presenting a memento symbolizing the strength of our great visionary nation leader, Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Dhanyavad. Next, I would request Professor Vikas Sharma Ji, General Secretary AESI, to felicitate Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma Ji, Department of English, Allahabad University, Prayagraj. Professor Nutan Kota to felicitate Professor Harisharan Lalji, the conference president. Thank you very much. Next, I will request Professor Jagdish Joshi, Director UGC MMTC Gujarat University, to felicitate Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav Ji, Chairman AESI. The dignitaries. Thank you very much. Next, I would request Professor Dushyant Nimawat from English Department to felicitate Professor Vikas Sharma Ji, General Secretary AESI. Thank you very much. Now I request Professor Darshana Bhatt, the Director School of Languages, to felicitate our patron, Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Gujarat University. Thank you. And lastly, I would request Dr. Vidya Rao, Member of Board of Management, Gujarat University, to felicitate Dr. M.R. Verma, the editor of Indian Journal of English Studies and former head of English Department of Kangri University Vishwavidyalaya. Thank you very much. Our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh Ji, is a distinguished public servant and academician with an illustrious career spanning several decades. He served as the Minister of State for Human Resource Development in the Government of India, where he made significant contributions to the education sector. Prior to his tenure in HRD, Dr. Singh was the Commissioner of Police in Mumbai, one of the most challenging and prestigious positions in Indian law enforcement. It gives me immense pleasure to invite our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Satyapal Singh Ji, former Minister of State for HRD, Government of India, and former Commissioner of Police, Mumbai, for his address.
बैठिए ना प्लीज प्लीज प्रोफेसर नीरजा ऑनरेबल मैं तो टच भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ भाई Professor Nirja Gupta ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of this prestigious university, and I owe my arrival to her only. Because of her, I am here to express my views. Dr. Shiv-Kumar Yadav ji, the Chairman, Association of the English Studies of India. Dr. Sushil Kumar Sharma ji, Professor Vikas Sharma ji, he is the Mahamantri of the association, and today we will be releasing his new book, A Small Novel, Love and Ego, based on Russian-Ukrainian war saga. I congratulate him and wish him all the best in future. Professor M.R. Verma ji, he is the editor of Indian Journal of English. Professor Nutan Kotak ji, Professor Harisaran Lal ji, who is the conference president, Professor Dasna Bhatt ji, and all the distinguished professors, teachers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege today, a big honor, that I am addressing this conference of English teachers. And what a coincidence. I learnt English alphabets at grade 6. I cannot be more honored than this. So I'm really grateful to Professor Nirja. See, all the languages in the world, they carry with it its own tradition and culture. So is English language. Because we have to discuss about the crossroads of culture and how English studies, it has impacted the Indian life. Today I had the privilege of meeting Professor Harisharan Lalji, just about few minutes back. While exchanging pleasantries, he introduced himself as I am H.S. Lal. I asked him, what is your full name? He said, I'm Harisharan Lal. Such a beautiful name has been devalued. I would like her to devalue. I don't know whether it is the beauty of the language. I'm grateful to Professor Lal that he agreed, yes, this language is developed. At occasions, I address these foreign delegates, students who come from different countries. In fact, the government of India invites students from 54 countries. Exchange program, and many a times I address them and interact with them. Many officers also come for this parliamentary attachment. I start my address with Namaste, not with good morning or good evening. I say to them, why Namaste is a universal greetings, so secular, young and old, junior and seniors, everybody can use this in Namaste. At every occasion you can use it. You cannot use good morning, good evening if there is a vast devastation because of earthquake, or you are going and meeting somebody, good morning, and what is good about it? There is a devastation. There is so much of damage and ruin. Good morning, good evening. What I'm trying to drive home the point, how a language carries the culture and tradition. What had happened to India, to Bharat? What Muslim rulers for about 700 years, they could not damage our culture and tradition. British authorities, they damaged it in less than 200 years. Why? Because they made it compulsory. English was made compulsory. You all know about the Macaulay, how he speaks in British Parliament in 1835. And with a lot of emphasis, he drives home the point, we want interpreters to rule, interpreters between us and the millions we govern. We have to create a class of persons, Indian in blood and color, but English in taste and morals and intellect. And it has happened. I would request you, please go through that minutes, Macaulay minutes, which he delivered in the British Parliament on 2nd, I think, February 1835. And he claims the entire literature of India is just equivalent to oneself of a good library in Europe. We were the rulers of the world. Chakravarti Samrajya. Before British came to India, I had made some study. Between 1837 to 1877, there have been 5 big famines in India. Around 2 crore people perished in those famines. Akal. Before British, there was no famine in India. Even during Mughal period or Muslim period, there was no famine in India. They exploited. In 1800, we had this 32% world trade, India controlled. They ruined us completely. And the same language, the Macaulay made it compulsory. You must learn English. This government donation or government grant to Sanskrit colleges and madrasas is very stopped. If you know English, you will get employment. If you know English, you will get entitlement. Without English, no entitlement, no employment. And what had happened? Because of this, the country, Bharat, who was the global teacher, had grand institutions. Our university is so famous in the world. Great kings. We had so much of wealth. There's so many invasions we faced from outside. Just because of this one thing. This one language, this so-called this Western culture, it ruined India. But what is the purpose of education? How to prepare a man. Learn it. Knowledgeable. Physically so strong. That can be the face of your enemies. You are self-sufficient. But the purpose of the education was also ruined. Our universities, in fact, I don't know how many of you will agree with me. Before British, there were no degrees, no diplomas given to India. When we started having this, giving degrees, diplomas in the universities and colleges, we started studying for degrees, not for knowledge. And that is why such a rich tradition of knowledge. Even today, we have around 2 crores of manuscripts available in India and abroad of Indian origin. There is no subject left out. We have so much. But because of this English education, we started following them. We started that our Kalidas is the Shakespeare of the East. Our Chanakya is the Machiavelli of the East. Our Pune or the Ahmedabad, they are the Oxford of the East, not vice versa. No British person you will find. They will tell that the Shakespeare, he is the Kalidas of the West. Or Machiavelli is the Chanak of the West. Our right, our children, they were taught in primary or nursery. What we are teaching them? We are teaching them English tradition, English education, English culture. We have driven away from our roots. But a crossroad came. I don't know how many of you are aware that after independence, our first education minister, Professor Abdul Kalam, Maulana Abdul Kalam, he realized. And he wrote a letter, his secretary, Professor Humayun Kabir, he wrote a letter to all the state governments that we are getting delinked from our culture. Our children are forgetting our own traditions. Let us go back to that. Let us adopt that system. And in that letter, he mentioned the word dharam. It should be accepted. Sanskar should be accepted. But in the name of so-called pseudo-secularism, nothing was done. Then there was a commission, Kothari Commission, we all know it. From 1964 to 66, and this when first education policy came into India, when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. And Professor Kothari very clearly states that the center of gravity of Indian intellectuals are oriented towards West. Or even today, you go to American universities, you go to European universities. Somebody was telling me yesterday only, I'm forgetting the name of what are the theory of Derrida and Loyotos? Derrida? Deconstruction, theory of deconstruction, the grand narratives and the little narratives, I don't know. We teach our students the same. 90% of the studies in American universities, 90%, it might be more than that. It is there to denigrate you, to denigrate your culture, to misinterpret it, mistranslate it. And most of our so-called intellectuals, Indian intellectuals, they take a pride in quoting them, in following them, in where our originality has gone, our creativity has gone. There was a time when world was following us. Now we are following. I'm sorry to say that, though we must appreciate the efforts of the government of India in this new NEP. At least we have started how to incorporate this value system. Madam, you reminded me about the value system. There was a conference. I don't know whether some of you might have attended. There was 2 days conference in Delhi. What kind of value education we must impart to our children in the schools? 2 days conference. Last day I was also one of the speakers. There was so much of discussion. This should be part of the value education. This should be part of the value education. I told them very clearly, no need of discussion, no need of any conference to find out what are the value education. You may not agree with me. I stated in conference, no need of having any discussion. What is the value education? Go to Yoga Sutras. the Yamaniyam, Yamar, they are moral code of society. And in Niyamas, they are the individual values. Teach them. No need of discussion. You cannot have better than that. Nobody can suggest better than that. Since thousands of years we were having that. They were part of the education system. But we teach them, we teach them what is secularism. We don't teach our children what is dharma. Dharma does not mean going to a temple or the mosque. That is not the dharma. The essence of dharma is the essence of religion. Religion can be different. Cultures can be different. Sanskrit is only one. Culture comes from the... We have forgotten about Sanskrit also because of English. Because of English language, we have forgotten Sanskrit. Sanskrit is only one. For the entire world is one. Culture should be hundreds of culture. Because they come from the cult. There could be different, hundreds of cults. Time is too short. Others have to speak. My only request would be that if you want to create, I am reminded of a Chinese proverb. If you want to plan for a year, grow corn. If you want to plan for 30 years, plant a tree. But if you want to plan for 100 years or more, create good human beings, plan human beings. And how to plan these human beings? English culture would not tell you anything about it. How to plan human beings. How to create good citizens. It is only the Indian culture. It is only the Indian knowledge system, which has 16 sanskars. If I go into the details, what kind of education we want? What kind of education was being imparted earlier? Even today, there is no comparison. UNESCO, about few years back, only UNESCO has accepted the definition of education. Our education must be rooted in culture. UNESCO, our education must be rooted in culture and oriented towards development. But what kind of development? All-round development, holistic development. Physical, social, spiritual. English tradition, they don't even believe in soul. How many of them? They don't believe in the existence of God also. Whether you believe in it or not, there is a gravitational force in the earth. Earth has a gravitational force. Whether you believe in it or not, God is there. Whether you believe in it or not, soul is there. We are alive because of the soul. So many things scientifically you cannot prove. They are beyond the senses, beyond the mind. And it is not their subject or topic. You have to realize them. And that is why our tradition was the Indian knowledge system starts with Gyan, Vigyan and Pragyan. Gyan, Vigyan and Pragyan. So much of knowledge which is beyond our senses. You have to realize it. To realize this, and most of our literature, our knowledge, it came into existence because of the Pragyan, the spiritual realization. You cannot get only through science and this day-to-day knowledge. If we want to create a good human being, good citizens, again, what is the dream of our Prime Minister? By 2047, We must have a self-reliant, fully developed India. Again, Vishwaguru, global teacher. If we want to have that dream, only solution and only way is to incorporate the Indian knowledge system in our syllabus. And I think responsibility squarely comes on your shoulders. Because the workshop and the factories are our schools or colleges or universities, and you are the teachers. You are the teachers. No teacher is small. You are the creator of the society. Only thing is, we cannot say that everything ancient or old is bad. We have to tell our children. This dictum, today's dictum of development is, we call it Darwinian dictum of development. Survival of the fittest. That is not Indian system. It is not competitive. It is not conformist. It is cooperative. It takes everybody along. It is not the survival of the fittest, it is the survival of the weakest. How to ensure the survival of the weakest. That is Indian knowledge system. I think with these words, I end here. I have so many thoughts in my mind, but I'm just ending here. And I'm grateful to you, all of you, for giving a patience hearing. And thank you very much, Nirja, again. Thanks a lot. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words and thought-provoking address. Dr. Singh's vast experience and insightful perspective will undoubtedly inspire us all. Thank you very much, sir, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to unveil some significant literary contributions today, marking a momentous occasion in the realm of English studies and literature. First, we present the souvenir of the conference and request the dignitaries to unveil the souvenir. Next, we present the latest edition of the Indian Journal of English Studies, a respected publication by AESI that continues to foster scholarly discourse and research. Indian Journal of English Studies by AESI. followed by novel Love and Ego by Professor Vikas Sharma, a captivating exploration of human relationships and self-discovery. Love and Ego by Professor Vikas Sharma. Then we have Chetan Bhagat and Vikas Sharma, Literary Advocates of an Evolving World by Dr. Anshu Hun, a thought-provoking analysis of two influential contemporary authors. We request Dr. Anshu Hun to come on the stage and join the unveiling of the book. Here we have the author, Dr. Anshu Hun. Followed by novels of Vikas Sharma, a critical appraisal by Professor Ashok Sachdeva, offering an in-depth critique of Professor Sharma's literary works. Ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate these remarkable contributions to literature and academia. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries, for doing the honors. And now, I request Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav, Chairman of Association for English Studies of India. He is the head of English Department, College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Patna. We request Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav for his address.
Namaste and very good morning, sir. Following Professor Sir Satpal Singh, sir. Namaste to all you all and good morning to you all also. It's my chance to address you on behalf of Association for the English Studies of India. And I consider as a co-host of this event, 3-day event. And that's why it's my responsibility to acknowledge the presence of our guest and all of delegates too. Honorable Conference President, Professor Harisharan Lal, who is the president of 3-day event, our president of this inaugural session, Professor Nirja Gupta ma'am, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Professor Satpal Singh, chief guest of this occasion, on this occasion, Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma, guest of honor on this occasion, Professor Vikas Sharma, General Secretary of our association, Professor M.R. Barma, Chief Editor of our Indian Association Journals, Professor Darshana Bhatt, former head of the department, Gujarat University, Professor Anantaram Shukla, the oldest and the most senior delegates from Gujarat, is sitting before us. Professor Nutan Kotak, our ever smiling and always doing work hard, Professor Nutan Kotak, and her colleagues, Dushyant Nimawat and others. Our Vice President, Vice Chairman, Professor M.S. Wankhere, Our Joint Secretary, Professor Jayasankar Jha, our Treasurer, Professor Bhavesh Chand Pandey, our senior member from West Zone, Professor Satish Barbudhe, Professor Sanjay Sirvate, Professor Sudesh Bhavte, Professor S.Z. Naqvi from North Zone, Professor Ram Pravesh Singh from North Zone, Professor A.P. Rao from South Zone, Professor K. Vijay Bhaskar from South Zone, Professor N. Nageshwar Rao from South Zone, and very L. Sudarshan Rao from North Zone, Professor Prashant Mishra from Central Zone, Dr. Satant Kumar from East Zone, Professor Neeraj Kumar, South Zone, Professor Ramji Yadav from this important delegates of this on this occasion, Professor Chandrasekhar Rajhans, Dr. Professor Sheila Tiwari ma'am, and most important, our delegates who have come here from all parts of the country, and they are going to make our organization or our conference a successful event. And none other than MC of this particular event, Professor Sri Rohit Kumarji and his team also, and all others, Professor Deepak Zain, our publisher, and all of you whom I am not going to mention here. I am really thankful for your presence. Sir, I have given only 10 minutes time, so I'm not going to join the issue, Professor, that has been raised by Professor, our chief guest, and that is not our tradition to join the issue with him. But that is one of the alternative points. They have their alternative points, and we are proud of having our cultural roots. But our Association for English Studies of India is dedicated to do English studies. And we have accepted it. We have accepted it without recognizing it. English is not the part of 8th schedule. English is here by its inevitability. We have united India because of English also. Not only that, it is only English that have united India. Sardar Patel, India is very different India. But after Patel, we are uniting India with the help of English also. Sir, on this particular, this is the 4th time I must be thankful to Gujarat that this is the 4th time. This is 67th conference started in 1941. And before independence, many are from UP, that is Lucknow, Allahabad, Agra, they have decided to have, and they have also organized conference in Lahore. And thereafter, we have successfully conducted 67th conference. And Gujarat has distinction of having the 4th or 5th, having 4th, first it is in Patan, then Anand, then again Anand, and now it is Ahmedabad in the center place of Gujarat. So I must be thankful to Gujarat because Gujarat is at present leading us and helping us to enter the India of our own, that is Bharat. So we have to be grateful regarding that because alternative visions which has ruled India for many years and another vision that we're going to enjoy is also welcoming. English studies, I compare it not to, but with global studies, globalism, and globalization. We have everything. We claim that everything is in our Mahabharata, and what is not in Mahabharata is nowhere else. If we are going to claim that, and it is a proud moment to claim, and it is a truthful claim. Nobody can deny that our Mahabharata, the greatest epic of all the time, having all the things that we are going to have in modern time. If it is so. And what we are getting it from the West, West must feel a kind of thankfulness for us. But suppose they are going to re-import it. If we are going to re-import it, import substitution is an economic term. But culture we are going to re-import. To the best of my knowledge, Sanskrit survived, Pali survived just because of translation in English. We got Buddha out of India because of Hermann Hesse, who has got Nobel Prize in 1940s, in the early 40s, Siddharth. Light of Asia has been, Buddha has been claimed as light of Asia. And that is because of English. For English studies, and the theme that already been set by our local secretary, its aim is to cultivate a kind of thinking so that a bridge can be made. Bridge between East and West. I am not a great scholar. I am a reader. But being a reader, I can claim whatever available in the West are available in the East. Whatever available in the East are also available in the West. And a deeper thinking, a deeper study is necessary. Agnosticism available in India at the time of Buddha, that is available in West also. Atheism available in India at the time of Charvak, available in West also. Epicurus in West, Charvak in East. So all of the fundamentals, I have enumerated all the fundamentals. If you permit me, I would like to give the details of that, where we can find that East and West, Rudyard Kipling said, never twain shall meet. But in the same poem, he claimed that whenever two strong men stand between each other, they are just facing each other, there is no East and there is no West. Who are those two strong men? That is, according to the narrative, two persons of the narrative are two strong men. But I claim that two strong men is the culture of India and the culture of the West. The sublime culture of India and the sublime culture of the West. They are the two strong men. Sir, materialism, we blame British for materialism. But sir, in Ramayana, Brihaspati, Javali was representing materialism since beginning. Dasrath requested, King Dasrath requested Brihaspati or Javali to dissuade Ram by giving him the idea of materialism so that they can come back and take the throne. Ram refused. That's why he became Maryada Purushottam. So he denied materialism, but materialism was there. Materialism as an alternative thought was there. Ram denied, and that's why Ram became Maryada Purushottam. And we worship Ram just because of denial of materialism. But doesn't mean that materialism has been imported from the West. The story of Alcestis, just like a story of Savitri, seem to same. He getting returned her husband death, from the jaw of the death. Nicomachean ethics, golden mean, Majhum Patpada, beach ka rasta. They are available in the East, they are available in the West. Individualism, we blame British for individualism, but we have Apadipo Bhav, be a light unto yourself. American Bill of Rights, to pursue your own happiness, is the echo of Buddha's Apadipo Bhav. That is available in the West, that is available in the East. And not from today. It is from time immemorial they exist today, because humanities are going to help us to know that border within us. Border is not stops at the geography. Border is within us, and border of lamb and border of wolf are within us. Whether we are going to feed the wolf or whether we are going to feed the lion, that is within us. And that is the root cause of desire. Uncontrolled desire. Buddha says, desire is the root of evils. But without desire, where is progress? No progress. And that's the devil. Desire is the devil and desire is the saint. We have to control the desire. We cannot blame it upon others. We have to be scientific. We have to be materialistic. And that's why a blend of Buddhism, a blend of Hinduism, a blend of Western materialism, and that is not, I am just telling for the sake of West, but that is within us. We do not have to import it from the West. We have to reconcile with ours own. We have to find it at our own level. And we have everything in our root. Only thing that we have to make a balance, and balance proper, right attitude, right moment. So I request my scholars and professors to make India great. We have to seek the balance. And balance, that's why J.B.S. Haldane, a great scientist from Britain, came to India. Noah Harari, coming from Israel to Bombay for Vipassana. And at present, the way Harari is going to describe the world, it is amazing. We have to find it out whether India can contribute. India is a land of spiritualism. We have to decide whether we have to keep it as a land of spiritualism or whether we have to make it as a land of religion. Religion is like a marriage, and spiritualism is like a love and boundless. We need love. We love our country, but why love should stop at the border? Our children don't bother about the borders. They are getting married to Pakistani, Vietnamese, South Koreans. How you are going to divide the boundary? It is very difficult. So the responsibility of a scholar of English studies, I think I have got my time. So I request all my scholars of English studies to pursue a kind of balance. Balance between us and them, between other and us, everything that we can, so that India has been a land of Vishwaguru. It is not, I think it is a lie, it is a truth, but how we can make it great again, that depends on our us also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable views. Next, we have Professor Vikas Sharma, General Secretary of the Association for English Studies of India. He works as a professor at Department of English at Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. He is well-known poet and novelist in both English and Hindi. Now I invite Professor Sharma to present the AESI report.
I will take only 5 minutes. Right? It is a customary address and nothing else. Report. Good morning, respected members of the Association for English Studies of India, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and participants. I feel truly honored to stand before you as the General Secretary of the AESI to welcome all of you to the 67th All India English Teachers Conference being held in Gujarat University from 9th to 11th of December 2024. We are gathered in the middle of, and I likha tha cold winter, or cold hai nahi hai. We are gathered here in the middle of mild cold winter, but the warmth of our presence and enthusiasm for learning make this conference a truly special occasion. I am deeply grateful to all of you for braving the chilly weather, for the cold weather, and coming together to make this conference successful. This conference serves as a wonderful platform to engage with fellow scholars and teachers to share our insights and ideas about the rapidly evolving field of English studies. Whether you are a member of AESI, a regular delegate, or a first-time participant, your presence here is a testimony to your commitment to advancing knowledge and contribution to the ever-growing academic discourse surrounding English studies. Sir, I will also like to take the opportunity to extend a special welcome to all the faculty members and students from the Department of English at Gujarat University who have worked tirelessly to organize this event and ensure everything runs smoothly. We are deeply appreciative of your efforts. I salute Professor Nutan Kotak. Before we dive into the discussions of this year's conference, I would like to briefly reflect the success of the previous conference, which was hosted in Meerut, in my university, in CC University. The 66th All India English Teachers Conference held from December 20th to 22nd and 23 at Chaudhary Charan Singh University was a wonderful gathering that brought together educators, scholars, and thinkers from all parts of the country. The theme of the conference was Voices Across Borders, Socio-Cultural Globalism in Literature in English from Indian Historical Perspectives. We had the privilege of engaging with over 160 paper presenters who shared their research on the variety of important topics that concern literature, culture, globalism from an Indian historical perspective. Sir, the conference in Meerut was a huge success because of the support of various individuals and departments. We were honored to have Professor B.K. Das, our esteemed conference president, preside over the event, adding this valuable insights into the discussion. The plenary sessions were particularly enriching with 6 distinguished scholars from different parts of the country: Gujarat, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, delivering thought-provoking discussions and presentations. These senior professors, these sessions sparked lively discussions that help us gain deeper understanding of socio-cultural globalism and impact on literature in English. The 2023 conference was an excellent example of what AESI stands for, bringing together scholars from all diverse regions and backgrounds to foster meaningful dialogue and intellectual growth. It was really inspiring how much can be accomplished when we collaborate and share our knowledge. I'm sure many of you have carried forward the valuable lessons from that conference into academic and professional work, just as we hope this year's conference will inspire fresh ideas and new perspectives. Now let us talk about the theme of this conference. The theme of our 67th All India English Teachers Conference is Crossroads of Culture, English Studies, and Indic Knowledge System. I am very thankful for Sushil Kumar Sharma, Professor Honorable Vice Chancellor, that we have been discussing this topic with the consultations. This is a particularly timely and relevant topic as it invites us to explore the rich cultural tapestry of India and intersections with English studies. India has always been recognized globally for its diverse and deep-rooted cultural heritage, which spans both material and spiritual realms. From classical Indian thought systems to contemporary debates, Indian knowledge systems, known as Indic knowledge systems, are rooted in a long history of intellectual inquiry and wisdom. One of the key elements of this knowledge system is the focus of Praman, instruments of knowledge, and Yukti, reasoning, which provide a framework for scientific and philosophical inquiry. These systems encourage critical thinking and challenge dogmatic beliefs, making them both unique and invaluable for understanding of the world. Over time, the West has looked to the East for inspiration, especially when faced with crises of faith or philosophical uncertainty. Here I remember T.S. Eliot. Thinkers and writers such as Aldous Huxley, Emerson, even Nietzsche have drawn from Indian thought to explore the paradoxes of existence, the infinite, the finite, and material. Nietzsche's famous question, I quote, "Will it perhaps be said of us one day that we too, steering westward, hope to reach in India, but that it was our fate to be wrecked against infinity," unquote, captures the essence of this paradox. The tension between the comprehensible and the incomprehensible, the finite and the infinite, the homogeneity and heterogeneity. As we find ourselves in the present moment, the world is facing numerous challenges, including political tensions, Syria, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, ecological crises, and social upheavals. It is in this context that we must recognize the significance of understanding the complex intersections between English studies and Indic knowledge system. English studies today are no longer confined. Sir, आप बहुत बात कह रहे थे, आपका आंसर है इसमें. English studies today are no longer confined to literature British Empire, but have expanded to include a wide range of perspectives. We are now witnessing the embrace of decolonization, global dialogues, social justice, and exploration of cultural diversity. By bridging the gap between English study and Indian knowledge systems, we can gain fresh insights into critical areas such as ontological, epistemological, post-colonial discourses. These intersections offer a unique opportunity to rethink the role of literature and culture in shaping our understanding of the world. This conference, I hope, seeks to cultivate a new mode of thinking, especially among young scholars who are poised to bridge the gap between Eastern and Western worldwide views. By doing so, we hope to inspire deeper, more meaningful engagement with the cultural and intellectual traditions of both the East and the West. This is the essence of the crossroads of culture that we are exploring in this conference, an opportunity to bring together diverse cultural perspectives and create new pathways for academic exploration. As an Indian English writer, I am deeply rooted in my culture. I believe English is not just a borrowed language, but a medium to express our rich traditions and heritage. Here I remember Raja Rao. Like Raja Rao, who brought the essence of Indian life into English, I strive to weave Indian values, Indian customs, and stories into my novels. Through this, I aim to show that Indian culture can enrich global literature, that English can be a bridge, not a barrier to our identity. It is time for English departments in India to move beyond the colonial shadows of ideas like the white man's burden, Rudyard Kipling, and instead embrace English as a tool to celebrate our own traditions and knowledge system. Professor Nirja Gupta is doing the same thing in India. By doing this, we can reclaim English as our own and use it to preserve and promote our culture, making it a medium for sharing India's voice with the world. English studies must not just be about literature from the West, but about connecting our history and heritage with the global stage. I am confident that over the next few days, we will witness thought-provoking presentations and these discussions and new collaborations that will shape the future of English studies in India. Let us see, this conference is stepping stone to further our understanding of the connections between literature, culture, and knowledge systems, and to contribute to the global dialogue on social justice, equality, and cultural diversity. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to all of you. I look forward for the exciting discussions and intellectual exchanges that will take place during the next 3 days. Let's all work together to make this conference a memorable and impactful experience for everyone involved. I remember Dinkar तो पूछ अवध से राम कहाँ, वृंदा बोलो घनश्याम कहाँ, ओरी दाल गण की बता, विद्यापति कवि के गान कहाँ. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your report. Before we moving ahead, we have a small segment of awards ceremony to recognize some remarkable contributions to literature and English studies. To announce this awards, I would again invite Dr. Shiv Kumar Yadav, Chairman AESI.
Honorable member on the stage and off the stage. Sir, we have a tradition to facilitate two awards, Lifetime Achievements Award or Senior Delegates Award. This year, we have conferred it upon Professor Satbrat Singh from Bhagalpur University, Bihar, as Lifetime Achievement Award. I request Professor Bhavesh Chandra Pandey to receive it on his behalf. Please. Now I invite Professor Jagdish Batra sir to come on the stage to receive Senior Delegate Awards. Professor Batra sir.
Congratulations, congratulations to the awardees. We request Batra sir to share a few words with us. It is my distinct honor to introduce Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta, who is a well-known scholar of Indian aesthetics, and currently she is working on bridging the gap between classical Indian tradition and contemporary thought. Among many other awards and accolades, she has been honored with GOPIO Community Service Award by Global Organization of People of Indian Origin recently. Under Professor Gupta's able leadership, Gujarat University has recently been awarded a 5-star plus rating by Gujarat State Institutional Rating Framework. So now please join me in welcoming the academician and author, the international researcher and dynamic administrator, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Nirja Gupta ji.
Namaste, Sadar Vandan. It's a pleasure to host the 67th All India English Teachers Conference at the venue of Gujarat University. And if you reverse 67, it becomes 76, which is the year this year Gujarat University has entered. A coveted university which has been established by the visionary Adarniya Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and people like Mavlankarji, Lalbhai Dalpatbhai, who donated the entire land. And today their souls would be happy to see the vision, what they had rolled on. The university has become a pivotal university where the state is named after the university. That is the one and only example in the country. It's an honor to accept this request and then host this very, very, I would say, useful, contemporary, and very, very needed conference. I would say needed, as Rohan just said, that I'm known for Indian aesthetics or Indian knowledge systems, but I'm also known as an English teacher, and today I stand more as an English teacher. I welcome on the dais the chief guest of the day, Adarniya Dr. Satyapal Singh ji, who is a friend, philosopher and guide for many years, and who is a person to be followed in life because he has played all the shades of life as a police commissioner, as a scholar, as an MP, as a minister, and hats off to you, sir. Your entire poise has really motivated us. I'm also honored to welcome the guest of honor, just like my elder brother, he belongs to my alma mater, Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma ji. Adarniya Professor Shiv Kumar Yadav ji, who is the president of All India English Teachers Association, the Secretary General Vikas Sharma ji, who is again a younger brother, Professor Wankhede ji, Vice Chairman sir, Professor Darshana Bhatt ma'am, Professor Hari Shankar Lal sir, Professor Nutan Kotak ji, Professor Dushyant Nimawat ji, Dr. Verma sir, and all other very esteemed participants, including the Board of Management and Executive Council members, HRDC Director of Gujarat University. As I said today, I would jump on the side of English teacher because I am a victim. The society has huge demands. Till now, the society wanted that we just inject something and their children should start speaking English, should start performing in the world, should make a local India global with just attending one English class. And believe me, we are catering to that. We work hard to prepare the vocabularies. We work hard to simplify the grammar. We have thrown all the complicated grammar and we have come down to functional English. Then people started blaming us for distorting English. They said, you don't teach grammar. Grammar is the soul of language. But what do? You are in a hurry. You want English as just a spoken language, as just a communication. You want English to have another checkbox in the CV so that they get the job very clearly and very quickly. And believe me, we are catering to that. An English teacher is not only a teacher of the subject, but an English teacher is the teacher of the language, teacher of the manners, teachers of the etiquettes, teacher of the writing, teacher of the thinking, teacher of the communication. What list of expectation is there from the English teacher? And now, when the West accepted that they borrowed everything from us, and when Sanskrit proved that we have documents that yes, we gave the knowledge and wisdom to the world, at that time, they again attack us and say, you English are very westernized. You are not Indian. So become Indian. And I would say, Vikasji, this topic, according to me, should not be crossroad of culture. It should be the road of culture of Indian knowledge system, because Indian knowledge system has never been on the crossroad. And that is the reason we Indians have never been on the crossroads. So you talked about Buddha, you talked about English, which has reached us to the world. I very humbly say, sir, when Buddha reached to the other countries, English was not even born. Buddha reached of its own merit. But the society wants us to teach even this. I'm sorry, my colleagues from history and Sanskrit and other departments are also sitting here, but they will not teach what is Uttar Path and Dakshin Path. They will not teach what is the golden route and spice route and silk route. They want us to draw a map and then tell them why Buddha chose Sarnath as the first sermon place, because that was the meeting point of Uttar Path and Dakshin Path, where the maximum businessmen used to gather at one place when Buddha gave the first sermon. So, sir, materialism is our soul. We have to show the Vaibhav. That was the right of the king, to show off, to show the Vaibhav, to show the Lakshmi. Lakshmi is never deserted. It's all about Vaibhav. But Ten Takten Bhunjitaha. The moment you add greed to Vaibhav, you become materialistic. We are not materialistic. And that is why Ram is worshipped, because Ram did not stay back for the greed of the Rajya. A father's word was more important for Ram than anything else. But what to say, sir? They say it is all mystery. When they tell their story, it becomes history. But when I tell my story, it becomes mystery. Now is the time to stand up together as the fraternity of English teachers. Society will keep on expecting. Perhaps their expectation will go more. But we are here to cater. When our forefathers did not even know A of English, we showed the world how to capture NASA, how to capture Google, how to be forerunners in all the leading businesses of the world in their language. Now is the time to capture the world in their language with our knowledge, because there is no parallel of our knowledge. In fact, someone told me, I was just discussing about the number of delegates, and I was told, oh, it is a bit less because you are talking about IKS in English. This is the challenge. We have to go ahead and tell them that, listen, Natya Shastra is not a book of Natya. Natya is a byproduct. Natya Shastra is the book of primarily three sciences: medical sciences, civil engineering, and sound engineering. When you talk about ras, which ras? The ras, the juice which the pancreas release when something, or thyroid gland release. When the glands release the juice, we react to that emotion, and that is why all psychosomatic diseases are treated by you go to the beautiful environment, you listen to the lovely music, you remain in a nice environment, be very happy, and this is how to treat the psychosomatic diseases. So Natya Shastra primarily takes us from Annamay Kosh to Anandamay Kosh. We have to talk about Panchakosh. We have to talk about Panchakanya. Otherwise, they will keep on asking why Draupadi was married to 5 princes. They will keep on asking how 5 Pandavas are called Pandu. Pandu was not their father. And you talk of science. Just 10 years ago, I have quoted this many a times, but this is the right platform. 10 years ago, a German scientist got the Nobel Prize for one reason, that he was a physicist and he found out that whatever we speak doesn't perish. If we collect the sound and we put it on the same frequency, we can actually hear what was said at that time. In Mahabharata, when Bhishma was on Sharshaya, he was just about to take the prayan. He asked Krishna, can you please show again your Vishwarupa? And Krishna came and he showed the Vishwarupa, and Bhishma uttered the stuti, and it was a beautiful stuti. Everyone was there. Kauravas were there. Pandavas were there. Everyone was there. After the stuti was done, everyone was really stunned. Oh my God, such a beautiful stuti. We have not recorded it. We have not written it. And at that time, Sahadev collected all the sounds from the atmosphere and wrote a small book which is called Vishnu Sahasranam. It's not a hearsay. It is written in Mahabharata. Isn't it the same? But the German scientist is given a Nobel and we are called mythological. Why? Because we can't decode. It's not the fault of our young generation when they put questions on us. We have not involved them the way we should have involved in the growth of our civilizational journey. And the result is today we have come to a civilizational crisis. We have to resolve this crisis. Each country has its grand narrative. Each country. You go to China, the grand narrative. You go to Greece, the grand narrative. Somewhere the philosopher, somewhere the knowledge, and the grand narrative of Bharat is idea. We respect idea, and that is the reason we don't have Dharma Granth. We have Jnana Granth. People ask us, what is your religious book? And we say, listen, religious books are static. You cannot change even a comma or full stop there. Forget the words, forget the orders. And look at us, there are 300 versions of Ramayana. There are so many depictions of Mahabharata on caves, on paintings, on songs, on folk geets, on Borobudur and Thailand and Indonesia, wherever they have their own versions. Why? Because this is a Gyan Ganga. We are the traditions of Gyan. And that is why it is called Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. We need to understand the challenges of our society because society has immense expectations from us. The Western philosophers have really borrowed a lot from us. You talk about Nietzsche, you talk about Derrida, you talk about all those philosophers who are similar to Shunyavad. And I can narrate a small story and that would end my presentation here. That there was a person in a king's place and he wanted to present the king something very amazing out of the world. And because king was very fond of attires, so he came to one weaver and said, can you please weave a very thin thread for me? And the weaver started weaving the thread. So the person came again and said, have you made it ready? He said, yes, it is ready. The person touched it and said, no, it's still coarse. I can feel it. So can you please make it softer and still thinner? So this happened twice and thrice, cut the story short. And when the fourth time the person came again, he said, have you made the thread? He said, yes. So where is the thread? He said, look, there is the thread. So he said, I can't see. He said, yes, it is so thin that you can't see. It is really precious. It can't be seen, it can't be felt, but it is there. So, oh, that quality of thread. And he really awarded the weaver with hundreds of asharfis. And the person went to the king and said, sir, Maharaj, I brought such a fine thread for you. It can't be seen, it can't be felt. And the king also became happy. We are the generation of Shunyavad, Maya. Ma is this, Ya which is not. Today you can see this, but when you start taking out the fractions of this dais, you won't find anything at the end, and that is Maya, which is seen but not there. Why not our young generation need it? They deserve this legacy, they deserve this hierarchy, they deserve this knowledge, and proudly we should first gain ourselves, because I also belong to same generation who has never been taught great about our own culture and traditions. It's immense duty again. We have to go to the books again. We have to go to the references again. We have to seek the knowledge again, just because for one reason, that our youth should not be deprived of this great legacy which is Bharat. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam, for sharing your profound knowledge with us, and especially presenting the insightful facts from Indic knowledge systems. Thank you very much. Now I request Dr. Dushyant Nimawat, professor from at Department of English, Gujarat University, to propose vote of thanks.
Namaste. It is an immense honor and privilege to extend the vote of thanks on this significant occasion. Firstly, I express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh ji, for gracing us with his presence and enlightening address. Your words have not only inspired us, but also encouraged us to continue exploring the intersection of English studies and Indic knowledge systems. We are very thankful to you, sir. I extend my deepest thanks to Professor Nija Gupta, our beloved Honorable Vice Chancellor, for her vision and leadership, which have been instrumental in organizing this conference. Her support has paved the way for a successful gathering of minds like this. Thank you very much, madam. I also wish to thank our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma, for his gracious presence and adding value to this conference. I am equally grateful to Professor Harisharan Lalji, the president of this conference, for presiding over today's proceedings and providing invaluable insights through the presidential address. I especially thank our Registrar of Gujarat University, Dr. P.M. Patel, for his constant support in his absentia. I would definitely like to thank him. I'm thankful to Dr. Vermaji for editing the journal and definitely bringing out the contribution of the scholars right in front of us. I take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to the President, Professor Shiv Kumar Yadav, General Secretary, Professor Vikas Sharma, and other office bearers of IESI for their invaluable assistance in helping us out right in hosting this conference. I should specially mention two names, Dr. Pawan Pandit and Dr. Shailesh Modi, for constantly helping us and supporting us. My gratitude extends to the administrative staff of Gujarat University for their timely assistance in coordinating or helping us out with some other things to organize this conference. I definitely would like to thank the participants who have come all the way from the different parts of India, and definitely our endeavor, right, and deliberations would definitely justify whatever the theme of the conference is. I would definitely would like to mention the support of our research scholars, JRFs of Department of English, who have definitely worked day and night to realize the dream right in this way. I'm very thankful to our dear students of PG as well. It's a big team, but ultimately small things do matter. They take care of each smaller things as well. I'm really very thankful to them as well. Of course, I would like to thank the people who work behind the scene, like caterers and other people as well. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before we conclude this inaugural session, let us observe 2 minutes of silence and pray for the departed souls of the association. In particular, we remember and pay homage to two eminent personalities, late Professor Padmakar Pandeji, former General Secretary of AESI from Allahabad, and Professor A.N. Dwivedi from Allahabad. Their contributions will always be cherished and remembered. Following this, we will conclude with the national anthem. Please rise and observe 2 minutes of silence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. National anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जगधि तरंगा, शुभ नामे जागे शुभ आशीष मांगे, अब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय जय जय।
After 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we assemble here for the presidential address.
Just after 15 minutes, we will reassemble here again for the presidential address. Just after 15 minutes, we will reassemble over here.